Here to react, Victor Davis Hanson, senior fellow at Stanford University's Hoover Institution and author of the forthcoming book, The Case for Trump. Howard Kurtz, host of Media Buzz, and Austin Goolsbee, former economic advisor to President Obama. So, Victor, let me start with you. Why does President Obama, he feels like has to always come out and try to rebrand his presidency? It seems really insecure. They always kind of claim, oh, Donald Trump's insecure. I mean, it seems like it's very insecure to kind of say, well, I'm the one who got all the oil stuff going, and I'm the one who did when the facts just, frankly, are not there in comparing the two economic records, as you see Pudsner do in the Journal yesterday.
Yeah, I think there's 2 points. One is the progressive mindset sees politics as a 360-degree, 24/7 operation or job. So the last day in office is the first day of another progressive career. We saw that with Jimmy Carter. Remember, he always had to comment and editorialize and travel when Reagan was president. During the two Bush's presidencies, Al Gore and Bill Clinton were quite active in criticism. And Obama's doing the same thing. For them, it's a nonstop activity. And, you know, they need to get a ranch. He should go to Hawaii and buy a farm and focus on Netflix. That's what Reagan went up to the ranch. W went to the ranch and let his predecessor be. And it's kind of an irony that we have an antithetical presidencies back to back, a progressive and a starkly conservative, and we need to let history adjudicate. You brought up facts, but the prior administration prognosticated that you need a magic wand to carry off what Trump promised, and Paul Krugman said the stock market was going to tank, and Barack Obama said you can't drill your way out of oil shortages, and Larry Summers, I think, said 3% GDP.
That was a fantasy. No, it was all a fantasy. It was all a fantasy. It was never going to happen.
Trump came in and said, no, I'm going to deregulate.
Yeah.
I'm going to do all these things. Yeah, and so let history decide. We're only 18 months into the administration. You cited the facts. Obama should stop relitigating the past and be empirical.
Let it play out.
And let history decide.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see in another 2 years. Yeah. I mean, maybe all this will go away. I certainly hope it doesn't. Howie, I want to focus on the media aspect of all this. It really is quite something, because a lot of the things they accuse President Trump of, thin-skinned, insecure, narcissist, boasting. I mean, the finger's always pointed back at you, I think the Buddha said. And it seems like when you watch Obama yesterday, he's cool, he's kind of back in the chair, and he's fun and stuff. But there seems like a lot of that going on here.
Barack Obama got the most gushing press since George Washington, and clearly he misses it, and he misses the spotlight. But he's got to give a rest to this golden oldie about Fox News. That record is so scratched up from being played so many times. He completely ignores the fact that there are all these liberal media outlets that make Trump bashing a 24/7 business model. Now, I'll give him a little more slack than you do, because all ex-presidents talk up what they think is good about their record. But a lot of it is the indirect shots at Donald Trump. He doesn't mention Trump's name since the midterm elections.
But come on, it's
but
so
we all know when he talks about, well, you know, nobody near me was indicted, he's talking Paul Manafort, he's talking Mike Flynn. You know, this is the way he is trying, I think, to make himself look better at his successor's expense.
Why is offending half of the population a good strategy for expanding his influence into 2020, for instance? I mean, it's the same thing they always do. It's what Hillary did with the deplorables. He got away with it with the bitter Klinger thing because he was so good as a politician. But there are not many Obamas who are going to come around and be an Obama-type person. But Fox, talk radio, like they have pretty much everything. They have the universities, they have most of the churches, they have most media outlets still today, all newspapers for the most part, and that's still not good enough. That's what's stunning to me.
Right. Well, I think that, you know, Barack Obama's view of the world is simply that where he still can't believe that Donald Trump won the election.
He can't believe that all people don't love him, which is what they accuse Trump of. Trump gets mad if you slight him. If you criticize him even slightly, Trump reminds you of it.
Right, but he's probably feeling...
But that's what Obama does.
He's probably feeling slightly emboldened by the fact that the Democrats took the House, and he's saying, well, aha, now they're going to see that I was better than they remember.
Yeah, we'll see. Austin, this is what the president said. Speaking of the no indictments, he made this comment. Let's watch.
Not only did I not get indicted, nobody in my administration got indicted, which, by the way, was the only administration in modern history that can be said about. In fact, nobody came close to being indicted, partly because the people who joined us were there for the right reasons.
Oh, really? I mean, let's go through the list. I mean, short of indictments, Austin, Fast and Furious, IRS scandal, Solyndra, we blew $500 million taxpayers' money. Benghazi, we have a dead U.S. ambassador. Susan Rice went out there and said it was a tape that caused the deaths. The VA scandal, a disaster. Tens of thousands of veterans denied care. Shinseki resigns in disgrace. Oh, you know, of course, we had the OPM hack by the Chinese, which was a nightmare. And we could go on and on and on. So, yeah, no one was indicted. Maybe that's more, maybe that's more related to the fact that we had Loretta Lynch and Eric Holder in the Justice Department. I don't know. That's just a speculation.
I don't know. It seems like you got to kind of focus your fire there, Laura. You're
oh, really? They're facts. What are those facts? What are those facts?
What I will say is, well, I would observe two things. One, I agree with you. I agree with our discussion there. I would prefer if President Obama and all previous presidents kind of let it go, let the battles be fought not by the old administration, let the new administration, even if you think they're making mistakes, I don't think it's right for the president to be the one out leading personal attacks. You saw with the Bush administration, George Bush, he went to the ranch. Dick Cheney took a totally different approach. He was very critical by name, going after the administration. And I favor the Bush approach. I wish Obama were not being as critical as he is. That said, I don't think that it's an exaggeration when the president says there are more people being indicted and there have been more scandals under the Trump administration than there were under the Obama administration.
I understand what you're saying. Technically, that is true. However, what he's intending all of us to take away from that we have this ethical group. They were only in there to do good stuff. Well, I
was trying to do good stuff.
I'm not saying you weren't. See, we love you. We love you.
I started from the spot that I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't think that the president should be the former president should be saying that about the current president.
Yeah. VDH, go ahead.
Yeah, I would just say I don't think that's quite correct because the verdict's not out. Eric Holder was the first district attorney general to be held in contempt of Congress. Lois Lerner pled the Fifth Amendment. And we don't know what's going to happen with the Obama FBI, CIA, NSC, and DOJ officials because the verdict's not out on Bruce Orr. 8 to 10 FBI officials have already been retired or reassigned or may be facing indictment. The saga of James Comey and John Brennan, James Clapper is not over because we're looking at a situation where a presidential candidate hired a foreign national to find dirt on her opponent, and that dossier was seeded among top officials of the Obama administration. We haven't had an accounting, ethical, or legal yet, and it's coming.
And we didn't even have a chance to put that in our graphic, Victor, so you actually win the graphics award tonight. Thank you so much, guys. Great segment.